This assessment is developed by Don Kendrick and Jock Watts in late 1950s. The purpose of this assessment is to assess of 4 areas of cognitive function that are known to be compromised in human aging. These functions are short-term memory or KOLT, speed of information processing in KDCT, reasoning and attention in KART, and visual spatial ability in WVST. The 4 tests designed to measure these abilities are Kendrick Object Learning, Kendrick Digit Copying Test, Kendrick Attention and Reasoning Test, and Watts Visual Spatial Test. A grading system is also used to allow each test result to be assigned to one of 4 categories: Grade A, B, C, and D. For Grade A is Superior Cognitive Function, Grade B, Normal Cognitive Function, Grade C, Mildly Impaired Cognitive Function, and Grade D is Impaired Cognitive Function. Then the total score is calculated, which is also graded according to the system given above. Areas of assessment is for cognitive, and the type is standardized. For age range is for middle to later life age groups, which has been standardized on a normal community dwelling population with an age range 40 to 92 years. Length of assessment is no longer than 30 minutes. This assessment is suitably trained staff of the multidisciplinary team in primary care is eligible to administer, score, and interpret the skills. For contraindication are visual or hearing problems, arthritic hands, learning disability, low stimulatory backgrounds or institutionalization, people who are already been diagnosed having problems, especially in cognitive area.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin. I'm your therapist for today. So today I'm going to do some cognitive assessment to you. Before that, may I know your name, madam?
My name is Makcik Siti.
Just call me Makcik Siti. Okay. How old are you, madam?
I am 70 years old.
70 years old. So where do you come from?
I came from Kuala Selangor.
So before that, what do you do before?
Housewife.
So here are 4 large cards. On the cards, there are some pictures of various common objects you should recognize. I want you to look at the objects and try to remember as many of them as possible. For in a short while, the card will be turned over. You can turn over. So when the time is up, I want you to tell me as many of things you saw as possible. You can tell them in order. Is that clear? Okay, the time is up. Now, tell me as many as you can remember that were on the card. In any order.
Cat. Newspaper. Watch. Spoon.
Can you remember any more?
Spectacles.
Okay, thank you. This is the second card. Second card is 45 seconds. So the time start now. Okay, stop. You need to tell me as many as you can. For the next task, I want you to copy each number as fast as you can go. If you see a 9, put a 9 here. If a 1, put a 1. Put your number on the line below the point. Don't miss any numbers. Work across the line. Continue until you are told to stop. So don't worry about being neat, but go as fast as you can. Ready? Begin. Now, for the third task, on this card are the numbers 1 to 10 in the jumble up order. After I show you each number, I want you to guess whether the next number, the one that follows, will be higher or lower than the one you have been just shown. Say higher or lower. Yes. So, can we start? Okay, the first card. This is 10. So what about? Is it higher or lower?
Lower.
Good. Next.
Higher.
Good. Next.
Higher.
Okay. Next.
Higher.
Okay. What about this number?
Lower.
Okay. Next.
Lower. Lower. Lower.
Okay, now, what is the number you haven't seen yet? Can you remember?
1.
Thank you. Okay, for the last task, join the numbers together starting from number 1 in the numerical order. As soon as you recognize what you are drawing, stop and tell me what it is, and then complete the drawing. You may begin now. This is the tutorial set on. So, can you remember? Can you identify what the design is?
Lozenge.
Okay. Now for the second picture. Join the numerical number. If you can guess what it is, stop, tell me what the design is, and you may continue your memory.
know the answer?
Okay,
The answer is yacht.
very good. You may continue your drawing. Well done.
Score 1 point for each correct response. Sum the scores for each card to give a total raw score. Based on your client age range, convert this score to an age scale quotient and also to an age scale grid by referring to tables. Enter these scores in the front of the record booklet. The maximum raw score for this test is 70. Add up the number of digits written during the 2 minutes. Each digit recorded scores 1 point. If the test was completed within the 2 minutes, the time to complete the 100 digits in seconds is the score. Transform this score by means in the table. Convert this transform score to an age scale quotient and age scale grid using tables. Then, enter these scores on the front of the record booklet. The maximum transform score for this test is 208. To achieve this score, the participant has to complete the 100 digits in 48 seconds.
After I show you each number, I want you to guess whether the next number will be higher or lower.
Score 1 point for each correct decision made, ticking or crossing. Record whether the patient correctly identified the number 9 as the missing number. On the front page of the record booklet, record both the total number of correct decisions up to the point where the patient is asked to name the missing number and also whether the patient correctly identified number 9. Whether right or wrong in naming the missing number, the result is not included in the card raw score. Convert the raw score into an age scale quotient and age scale grid by using tables. The maximum raw score for this test is 9. This test consists of 2 scores: the patient's ability to correctly identify the drawing before completing it, and the number of error connections made. The error score is simply the total number of times you have to correct the patient's connections in the 3 designs and is recorded. The patient must complete the drawings to be awarded the score that is applicable to the number of the connection when she identifies the drawing. Record the number of the connection made when the patient identifies the drawing. If the response is incorrect, inform the patient and ask her to proceed with making the correct connections. After completing the drawing correctly, the patient may not be able to name the design. The total score for this assessment is gained by adding the scores on the 3 drawings. It is then converted to a scale quotient and a scale grid using tables. This is not an age scale score, as this test does not correlate significantly with age. The maximum raw score for this test is 80.
For content validity for this KASCA assessment under representative, all components of KASCA represent cognitive assessment, which are memory, visual spatial, attention and reasoning, and information processing. Second, for the construct validity, in terms of convergent validity, all comparison with other assessments give a low convergent validity except KDCT and disorientation scale, which is 0.608. Next, for the criterion validity in terms of concurrent validity, correlation between KASCA and measure of DAT that show that the range point got is between 0.59 to 0.66, which indicate moderate in concurrent validity.
Test-retest reliability. The test-retest reliability between COLT and KDCT with KASCA assessment is very good, which are 0.91 and 0.97. There are no test-retest reliability data for COLTs and WVST as no parallel form present. For internal consistency, the internal consistency of KASCA with WVST assessment consists from poor to excellent because the WVST consists moderate to higher from both alpha, while the inter-item correlation from lower to moderate. Next, for inter-rater reliability. The inter-rater reliability consists poor to adequate reliability. The COLT and CAPE consists of poor inter-rater reliability. The inter-rater reliability between COLT and CAPE, KDCT and CAPE, and second rater for KDCT and CAPE consists adequate inter-rater reliability.